Well, it's one of the biggest mysteries in British Columbia why millions of sockeye salmon simply vanished from the Fraser River back in 2009. Stakeholders waited 3 long years for an answer. Today, with the final results of a multi-million-dollar judicial inquiry, they were ready to hear it. Chris Brown explains what happened. Chris.
Peter, it was probably too much to expect Justice Bruce Cohen to completely solve the mystery of BC's disappearing salmon, but along the way, he certainly seems to have made critics of the Fisheries Department and of fish farms pretty happy.
Fall in BC means the salmon are running.
Amazing.
The long-term trend, though, looks bad, concludes Justice Bruce Cohen, whose $26 million 3-year study of the Fraser River sockeye run comes to a troubling conclusion.
Fraser River sockeye experience multiple stressors on their health and their habitats. These stressors can cause death at various stages of sockeye life cycle.
The justice says there's no single reason why 10 million salmon failed to return to spawn in the Fraser 3 years ago, but climate change, warming sea and river water, and quite possibly fish farms are responsible. So, until there are more definitive answers, Cohen's dramatic recommendation is a freeze on fish farm production in an area known as the Discovery Islands along the narrow passages of sockeye migrate. And if in 8 years the risk to sockeye can't be disproven, the whole fish farm industry in the area should be shut down, which pleases opponents.
That given the evidence and the science on sea lice, on salmon, infectious salmon anemia, that fish farms should be shut down in British Columbia, open net cage fish farms.
The industry reads the report a bit differently.
He's not saying stop, which is great. He's saying let's do some more research.
But the judge saved perhaps his harshest criticisms for the Harper government and its recent overhaul of the Fisheries Act.
That I find troubling the thrust of some of the amendments.
In particular, Cohen says the act is aimed more at protecting fisheries than enhancing fish habitat and fish populations, to which the parliamentary secretary respectfully disagreed.
We're completely confident that it's going to provide the protection for fisheries like the sockeye fishery on the Fraser River.
And while Randy Camp thanked the judge for all of his hard work, he would not commit to implement any of his recommendations, including to beefing up funding for the Fisheries Department to do all of that badly needed research. Peter.
All right, Chris, thanks very much. Chris Brown in Vancouver.